In this series, we are looking at how Chinese medicine is useful in the treatment of allergic conditions like asthma and allergic rhinitis. In the last video, we have already talked about how one herb, Ma Huang, is so useful in treating allergic rhinitis. Today, we will be covering two more herbs. And the next herb that I'll be introducing is called Wu Wei Zi. I want to explain to you guys what the extract in Wu Wei Zi can do for allergic rhinitis. Research has shown that alpha-cubebenoid, which is an extract from Wu Wei Zi, is able to inhibit mast cell degranulation, which is a process involving mast cells releasing a lot of histamine and other pro-inflammatory molecules into your bloodstream. Remember that histamine causes your blood vessels to become leakier. In the bronchioles of your lungs, histamine may actually cause your blood vessels to widen and leak fluid into your alveoli, which are essentially tiny air sacs in your lungs. Now, this may lead to pulmonary edema, where there is excess fluid inside your alveoli, which will impair your ability to breathe properly. But thankfully, alpha-cubebenoid in Wu Wei Zi is able to stop this process early by stabilizing the mast cell and prevent it from going into degranulation and releasing histamine and other pro-inflammatory cytokines into your bloodstream. Now let us look at another herb in Xiao Qing Long Tang called Xi Xin. The way Xi Xin exerts its effects is actually quite similar to Wu Wei Zi. So Xi Xin contains a natural compound called methyl eugenol. A study found that methyl eugenol is able to prevent the allergic reaction from progressing by calming down the mast cells that were previously armed with IgE antibodies. When you're exposed to an allergen for the second time, the allergen binds to the IgE antibodies on the mast cells and stimulates them to release histamine and other inflammatory molecules through a protein signaling pathway that eventually activates mast cell degranulation. The study hypothesized that methyl eugenol steps in at this stage, inhibiting the protein signaling pathway and preventing the mast cell from going into attack mode. In other words, Xi Xin can prevent the mast cells from releasing histamine and other pro-inflammatory molecules into your bloodstream. Therefore, like Wu Wei Zi, Xi Xin can also reduce allergic symptoms like runny nose, watery eyes, and nasal congestion by reducing the levels of inflammatory signals in the body. In this video, we explored how different herbs in Xiao Qing Long Tang are able to work together to fight allergic rhinitis. We started with Ma Huang, which opens up your airways and reduces swelling of the blood vessels in your nasal passages. Then we looked at Wu Wei Zi and Xi Xin, which both prevent the release of histamine and other inflammatory mediators into your bloodstream. So now you can see how Xiao Qing Long Tang isn't just one herb doing all the work. It is actually a team effort, a combination of different herbs coming together to address different parts of the allergic rhinitis pathway to bring real relief to the patient. I hope you've learned something new about allergies and traditional Chinese medicine. In the subsequent videos, I will be discussing two other formulas used to treat allergic rhinitis. They are 色甘麻黄汤 and 定传汤.